And still we rise. And still we rise. And still we rise. Smoke in the sky, fire in the street, echoes of siren and boots on concrete. Too many cries that goes unseen. Racism, poison, and gin the pain. Another headline, another name. Corruption feeds a silent shame. While we keep dancing in the rain, hand in hand to the fire, with our hearts and our shores. Till the night is so long and the road is steep. We dream out loud and show what we believe in. This world is wounded, but love will still survive. We'll still rise. 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 Together we win. Together we win. My brother, you know. Together we rise. Together we rise. My sister, you know. Together we move. Together we move. My brother, you know. Together we stand. Together we stand. My sisters, you know. Together we bless. Together we bless. My brothers, you know. Together we win. Together we win. My sister, you know. Children cry behind closed doors. Bullets falling, endless words. Truth get twisted. Justice so, but we will still let go. We will still let go. We will still let go. We paint the future with a scar. Turn their pain into marching stars. One voice, one world, one spot, one star. And what is torn apart? Hey, hey. Together we win. Together we win. My brother, you know. Together we rise. Together we rise. My sister, you know. Together we move. Together we move. My brother, you know. Together we stand. Together we stand. My sisters, you know. Together we bless. Together we bless. My brothers, you know. Together we win. Together we win. My sister, you know. Together we win. Together we win. My brother, you know. Together we rise. Together we rise. My sister, you know. Together we move. Together we move. My brother, you know. Together we stand. Together we stand. My sister, you know. No more silence. No more fear. Every soul has a voice. Every soul needs to hear. From the ashes, we create new dawn. Together we keep on moving.